Namaskar. You are welcome to the Public Global. Friends, we are discussing so many points, and you are requested to please listen the program, please watch the program, like the video, and subscribe the channel so that the thinking process can be spread among the right thinking people, among the people who are very much concerned to the situation, the political situation, and the overall situation of our country. So you are requested to please watch, subscribe, and share it. So there are so many points are there to be discussed, and they are very much important. But nowadays, what is going on? The basic problem, the basic situation, the basic question in our public life is the electoral roll revision that is going on this time in Bihar. The Bihar Assembly election is due in this year also, in the last quarter of the 2025 is due, Bihar Assembly election. And the special intensive revision is going on. And this ongoing special intensive revision is how much intensive. It is very much difficult to understand, to say anything in this regard, but it's quite clear that the sensitivity of this revision, the special intensive revision, is very high. The sensitivity is very high, and there are various aspects. There are the various aspects for the sensitive for the this SERP, the special intensive revision, is in the public scrutiny under the judicial review in the Supreme Court itself. The Supreme Court of India is hearing the case, and the final outcome of the judgment is yet to be taken, and that is in the process. And we all are waiting for the sensitive judgment. Why this is sensitive judgment? Because it will affect the basic structure, the basic form of our democracy. Because the electoral process, the election is very much related to the constitution of the government of India, the government of the states, and the assemblies, and they are empowered to rule. They are the custodian, and they are the safeguards, and they are the authorities who can provide us the constitutional commitment to be realized in the public life. So that's why this is very sensitive issue. The process, how it is being taken by the Election Commission of India, people are looking with a very afraid view, and that we are all looking what is going around by this intensive revision, the special intensive revision being done by the Election Commission of India. Just think about the constitutional commitment. There are so many constitutional commitments, but one of them is the constitutional assurance, or the commitment is about equality. And equality is such a important situation, an important constitutional commitment that cannot be ignored by any ruling segment or any ruling party or any ideological conclusions. This cannot be denied, the right to vote. However, on the constitutional assurance equality, we see in the public life, on the constitutional assurance of equality is adhered to in the principle, one vote, one person, one vote. And that is the theory. The one person, one vote is I think you can decide. This is the only principle which is being realized in theory, and very and in practices at large, one man, one vote, and that is being practiced in our democracy, and that is very much important. What is the compliance of the other principles or other areas of the equality uh, in different manner is well known to us. We know it, and here we will not discuss about the inequalities being developed in our public life. That is also there, but here we are talking about the very much important, the equality, which is actually being enjoyed by the people of the India. That is one person, one vote, right? So now what can happen if the rulers, if the concerned people and the concerned people in the power, the government are not even concerned with this right. This right means one person, one vote, right? We should remember, if this is denied or deterred by any manner, we have some reference from our ancestors. So we should remember the warning of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Baba Sahib had said very clearly that those who suffer from inequality will overthrow the structure of political democracy, which this Constituent Assembly has so laboriously built up. Baba Sahib said, the Constituent Assembly, after so many discussions and so many so many opinions, after they have considered this, the one person, one vote. The one person, one vote, and that is most important in our democracy that was built up in our Constituent Assembly. Just with reference to a preamble of the Constitution, we see very much that equality of status and opportunity is most sacrosanct value of our Constitution and the constitutional life. The entire electoral machinery is placed in the hands of centralized the Election Commission. All the electoral machinery has been centralized by Constitution in the hands of Election Commission. Election Commission alone is entitled to issue the directives in this regard, and the other officers and persons to engage in the preparation and revision of electoral rolls, so that no injustice may be done to any citizen of India by any center, state, or local government. That's why our Election Commission is a total non-executive and autonomous, and enjoying the autonomy. So much of power our Constituent Assembly, our Constitution has been conferred upon the Election Commission, to only to ensure that no injustice may be done to the citizen of India, to any citizen of India, by any center of power, that may be in the state or in the center. But any process, it may be fairly fast, but it tends towards making the result infructuous, cannot be reasonably appreciated, accepted by the people, by the public of India. That is very much clear. So if any process, if it makes the result of the process infructuous, that cannot be accepted by the people of the India and reasonably appreciated. So anyway, so the situation is like that. The election registration process of this special intensive registration, what is ongoing nowadays, it started very hurriedly. Very hurriedly it started, and in the context of this Bihar assembly election, which is becoming nowadays. And this process, this hurriedly started process, will be will be taken as a appropriate example of making a process infructuous. So challenging the locus of the citizen ultimately, if any commission and any agency, if challenging the locus of the citizens at mass, their case is not like that. If some persons are suspicious to be a citizen of India and that has been incorporated in the list of the electoral roll that has been incorporated, and that is required to be removed or not to be allowed to be registered in the electoral roll. That is not the case. The whole thing is there. All the citizens, after some fixing by date, so all the citizens are there, or the voters are there, put in the environment of the suspicion, and they all have to prove their integrity, that they are the genuine citizen, they are the bona fide citizen, and they are very much enabled, they are very much able, they are very much qualified to have voting right and to be enjoyed. The mass cannot be put under the suspicion. And the honors to prove our citizenship, my citizenship, is being transferred to the people. If there is any suspicion, the government agency, the Election Commission itself, can refer it to the Ministry of Home, who is authorized to determine the case, determine the case of citizenship, and who is citizens or who is not. Even the Election Commission is not constitutionally authorized, or that is not in their jurisdiction, that they can decide the citizenship of any person. But yes, the Supreme Court, the Election Commission has right, if they doubt, to forward the case to the Government of India, the Ministry of Home Affairs, to take a decision and decide the case, whether he is Indian citizen or not, and if not, then he or she should be incorporated in the electoral roll or not. So that is there. But the mass cannot be put under the suspicion or subspanious situation. But what is going there, the challenging locus of the citizen ultimately put the character of citizenship under subspanious situation. And that is not very fair in our democracy, and we have to look into the matter in the public. So we are very much eager to know what the decision is coming to us. So such kind of electoral procedures and process ultimately leads to make electoral democracy infructuous, and that will not be in favor of anybody. So that will not be in favor of Indian democracy. And the world situation and the world order is also getting under change. So if at this time, if such kind of question, if is there internally, is there and not decided genuinely with genuine concern, that will be very much harmful to our country, to our democracy. The content of and the circular and the content and intent of Election Commission of India seems to be very incisive. Yes, our Election Commission of India is empowered the whole authority, whole sole authority, so far the election process is concerned, is our Election Commission of India. But autonomy does not mean autocracy at any stage. So that if that is exercised, the such mode of uh, autonomy, which tends towards the autocratic situations that will be very harmful to our democracy. The case is lying in the Supreme Court, very much actively lying, active is there. We all are waiting for the sensitive decision, and that will decide the future situation of the country, future situation of our democracy. So that there are some points you can discuss it, you can share it, you can like the program, and you are requested to please start a debate and have an opinion to welcome the Supreme Court decision, whatever it may be. Thank you very much.